What's up, everybody? So we're back swapping out the turbos on the Z31, getting this big lazy Borg Warner off of it and going back to Garrett. Last time got to kind of a stop where I needed to get a T3 flange, so I picked one up from Vibrant Performance, and they only make them pre-threaded, so I drilled the threads out and got this thing ready to go on the car. So we'll get the turbo put on the car. Check it out. Alright, so I got just the turbine housing put in place. You got the T3 flange. This one's from Vibrant Performance. Like using their products. It's always top quality stuff you get from them, and it's what I use at work. So I'm really used to using it, and I never have any problems with it. So downpipe fits pretty close. Just got to change the flange out, of course, and I'm going to weld a 3.5-inch V-band on here, and then swap the Mormon flange out on there for another 3.5-inch. So I'm going to get all this stuff taken out, start swapping over the flanges, and then get it back together. Alright, there we go. No more 4-bolt flange. So taking that off and putting this 3.5-inch Vibrant V-band on. So I'm going to get this edge cleaned up so the V-band kind of slips on a little easier. And it's kind of tight press fit. And then I'll get this thing welded on. Alright, so here we go. Got everything cut off, cleaned up. Then I'm going to clean this with acetone before I start welding. Get everything really clean. And then I'm going to preheat the turbine housing so I get the best possible weld. And then I'm going to take the other half of my V-band here. So these are male-female V-bands. So when you put them in together, they fit really tight. And then I'm going to take my clamp over here. These are the Vibrant quick release clamps. And I'm going to put it on there, have it all tight, and keep my flanges from warping when I'm welding it together. So next I'll start getting this thing heated up. I might go throw it on the grill, get it nice and hot, then bring it back in here and weld it up. But next, I'll get this thing welded on there permanently. Alright, well, we got the V-band welded on the back side. A little rough getting it in there with the torch. And of course on the inside, everything's cooled down. It's been about an hour for it to cool down. I've been slowly putting heat on it just to not let the temperature naturally drop, just kind of slowly let it drop down so we don't get any cracks. But it turned out pretty good. So I'm going to cut off the old V-band flange on the old downpipe and get it swapped over to the new flange, and then get everything mocked up and see what all we have to change for the rest of the system. So, we got this downpipe welded up, V-bands on it. I'm going to leave it clamped together while it cools. And then I'm going to get the turbine housing put back on my turbo, get all this stuff assembled, so whenever the downpipe cools, I can throw the downpipe in, then put the turbo on, and get all this put together and see how it turns out. Alright guys, we got the turbo in, just gotta, I'll pull it back out. I've got to tap a barb fitting for the boost controller, and then I've also got to adjust my intercooler piping some and add my oil feed and drain. I haven't gotten the AN fittings for the coolant system on this yet, and I'll probably wait on that a little bit because what I want to do is the outlet of the turbo, I want to run the coolant line straight to the radiator so it's not heating up the motor, because this turbo is definitely going to get hot. So let's check it out and see how it looks. Alright, so I've just got to extend this pipe right here just a little bit to get it to match up to the compressor housing, and then check out this downpipe fitment. Everything fits pretty much how it was before, so I shouldn't have any problems with that. And then I've just got to get a gasket from work for the other side of the T3 flange, and then swap this stud out for another bolt. So I'm pretty happy with everything. I'm going to get everything pulled back out and get everything finalized. And probably tomorrow morning I will fire this thing up and see what it does. Well, I almost had everything put in the car, and I made a mistake. Freaking wasn't holding my charge pipe whenever I was trying to unhook my blow-off valve, and ended up putting a hole in my radiator. So, got the car tore apart. Radiator out. Let's go assess the damage, see how bad it is. Alright, got the radiator pulled out. Here's where it hit. There's just a small pinhole right here. I could squeeze the radiator hose and it leaks out. So I can either try and fix this thing or change up the radiator. I really have no clue what I want to do. Definitely really bummed out on this. I was looking forward to driving the car today and seeing how it responds, but can't ever plan for stuff like this. So I guess I'll get looking for a new radiator. Alright, it's been a couple days. Got the radiator taken care of. Repaired it with some like JB Weld style radiator repair. It's just going to be a temporary fix for now until I can get a new one. But I got everything put back together in the car and getting ready to put coolant back in it and fire it up. All right, here we go. Got the new turbo in, everything hooked up. Really the only thing I had to change was this vacuum line and extend my charge pipe down here, maybe 2 inches. And then the downpipe fit perfect. Didn't really have to do anything different on that. Got everything hooked up. And then later I will install the coolant lines for the turbo. Alright, got it fired up with the new turbo. No leaks. That's good. So all my intake stuff that was over here doesn't fit anymore. So I'm going to have to remake all that. But I'm excited. But it's definitely too late to get this thing out tonight and drive it around. It's almost 10 o'clock, so I just want to get it fired up and make sure everything is working properly. Well, I've run out of time for today. We got the car fired up, got the coolant system pretty much bled out. I've got a couple small air pockets I got to figure out. Either I've just got air pockets in the motor that I've still got to find, or I've got a leak somewhere. I'll figure that out here shortly. But that's it for today. Next episode, I am definitely taking this thing out. I'm going to bring you guys along, do some street tuning, and see how the car responds with this new turbo. But that's all I've got time for tonight. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more content, and have a good night.